On a pause moment, then turn off all eye slides.
Okay. So my name is Matthias Ruchga. I am the founder and managing partner of Lakeside Partners. We are an early stage investor, facilitator, enabler in the crypto valley. We're very committed to develop the blockchain ecosystem here in Switzerland, not only the one that you know as Zug or Crypto Valley, but the whole Swiss blockchain ecosystem.
예, 레이크사이드 파트너의 제가 창업자고 CEO입니다. 크립토배리를 만든 우리 장본인들이면서 우리가 최초로 투자를 하고 투자를 받고 블록체인 투자 주크에서만 하는 게 아니고 스위스 전체에 우리가 투자 활동을 하고 있습니다.
So we are not just one company, we're a family of companies active in different areas around blockchain, technology, startups. So as you can see, the Lakeside Partners is the main brand. We're currently focusing with advisory services. There is Narwhal, which is blockchain PR, public relations, marketing and communications has become a very important aspect of blockchain projects, of ICOs, Crypto Valley Labs. As far as I know, you're going to visit that after later this afternoon. This is a co-working space where startups are creating tomorrow's future. Inocta is an IT consulting company, classic traditional IT consulting and software development, and CVVC is our venture capital company.
오케이. 레이크사이드 파트너는 투자사 하나가 있는 게 아니라 여러 투자사들과 합쳐가지고 패밀리를 이루어서 투자를 받고 투자를 합니다. 블록체인 스타트업이 주로 우리가 패밀리 멤버들이고 하는 역할들은 각 회사마다 어드바이저리 역할을 해주거나 어드바이저를 찾아주는 역할, PR 해주는데, 마케팅 해주는데, 커뮤니케이션에서 뭐 텔레그램에 커뮤니티 만들어주는데, 그 다음에 크립토배리 랩스에 갑니다. 여기 가면 한 70개, 80개 회사들이 들어앉아 있는데 코워킹 스페이스입니다. 거기도 지금 이 끝나고 난 뒤에 한 4시 정도에 가려고 합니다. 여기 보면은 뭐 렉사이드가 있고 마웰이 있고 랩스가 있고 그다음에 아나카는 IC 컨설팅이고 등등 이런 회사들이 모여서 다 함께 렉사이드 파트너즈라고 이름을 명명합니다.
I myself, I have been in the startup industry for 20 years. I started up, the first 20 years I started up over 10 companies myself, led and sold them, which led me to be an angel investor the past 10 years. And Lakeside Partners is the same I have done before on a bit bigger structure with new partners. So I'm a startup person since.
제가 지금 스타트업 회사 10개를 만들어서 그거 성공시켜서 팔고 그런 역할을 했고 20년간 지금 이런 제 경험을 가지고 있고 레이크사이드 파트너는 제가 한 것들 중에 좀 큰 사이즈에 들어갑니다.
As far as I know, you've already had some impressions about the Crypto Valley with René Hüsler from the Crypto Valley Association this morning, if that's correct. So I can spare you the details about the Crypto Valley and what it is. You know, when we say we have more than 500 startups here at the Crypto Valley, and this means in the end over 3,000 jobs working in blockchain and crypto here in Switzerland, we wanted to know, is it really such a special place? What makes it special, right? So, and what we did is we created a directory called Crypto Valley Directory. That's a website where we screened the public, the commercial register and the website, searching companies working in blockchain or related to blockchain. And we have introduced this a couple of months ago, and we are updating this on a weekly basis. So now we have over 550 companies in the blockchain space as of today. Out of these 500 companies, roughly 300, as you can see, the middle of the bubble is Zug, are in the region of Zurich and Zug. And in total of these 500 companies, roughly 100 to 150 are service providers. The rest are startups, projects directly working in blockchain. This is unique, and this is unique to Switzerland, and this is why we think Crypto Valley is really a unique hub worldwide unique hub in blockchain.
예, 크립토밸리는 수크를 주로 이야기하고 또 크립토밸리에 지금 현재 500개의 스타트업이 있는데 대부분 블록체인 회사들이고 500개 회사에 3,000개 일자리가 있다. 보통 이렇게 얘기합니다. 아까도 보여드렸지만 크립토밸리 디렉토리 www.하고 크립토밸리 치고 디렉토리 들어가면 다 나옵니다. 500개 회사 이 500개 회사가 스위스 전체에 널려 있는 거고 그 중에 300개 뭐 여기 전부 다 모여 있는 요것이 그죠? 공작새의 날개처럼 모여 있는 요것이 여기가 주크입니다. 그래서 주크에 가장 많이 몰려 있다 보시면 됩니다.
Quick question: who of you knows what an ICO is?
Yeah, we all know ICO.
You all know ICO. Okay, great. I have to check. I'm sorry,
Sure.
because sometimes I keep speaking and people are looking at me. What is he talking about? So, this is another chart that you might know, just to show you how big the industry in Switzerland is. In 2017, so last year, half of the projects and half of the money globally came to Switzerland Zug. It changed a bit this year. You know, when up to I think at the end of June, the amount of money that went into ICOs already doubled whole 2017, right? So this is a completely new dimension that we see today. So roughly 20% of the money ends up in Zug.
ICO는 IPO, 즉 주식 상장하는 거하고 반대가 되는 거죠, 그죠? ICO를 해서 펀딩을 합니다. 이 2017년도에 스위스 주크에 6월까지 들어온 것만 해도 2018년 6월까지 들어온 거 해도 이미 작년보다 더 훨씬 많이 들어왔고 20%는 전 세계 ICO에 돈을 끌어들이는 펀딩을 하는데 20%는 주크로 돈이 들어왔다라고 볼 수 있습니다.
What does that mean? The duration there, days?
28 days. It took 28 days to raise 257 million.
So Banco means it's less than a day, so?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, Banco was 25 minutes. I represent Banco in Korea, so I know. Banco라는 이 ICO가 그죠? 레이즈한 게 25분 만에
$153 million.
2,000몇 억을 레이징.
$153 million.
Yes.
In,
For a long time, this
in
was
a
the
few
biggest one.
hours.
그렇죠. 예. 그러니까 25분 만에 거의 한 2,000억 원을 모았어요.
Well, there's one ICO not up there, which is EOS. That's an ongoing ICO. They are over 4 billion at the moment.
예. 이오스는 지금 4 빌리언이니까 4 빌리언이면은 40억이죠. 4조 원을 지금까지 펀드레이징 했습니다. 그러니까 주식시장이 죽었다 이렇게 생각하고 주식으로 돈을 안 벌고 전부 ICO, 지금 블록체인으로 사람들이 펀드레이징을 합니다.
This is
Side note, we have 25 ICOs now in Switzerland, 2018 with 300 billion USD.
What is it? And we have the figures again, please.
25 ICOs with 300 million USD in 2018.
300 million,
Billion USD
300 million USD. Okay.
already now in Switzerland. 25 ICOs.
스위스에서
you mean market cap?
No, raised
Yeah,
funds.
they raised.
오케이. 그러니까 ICO를 25개 스위스에서 지금 이미 했고요. 300 밀리언이면 얼마지? 3억. 3천억. 3천억이 지금 스위스에 US 달러로 들어왔습니다.
Well, I'd like to talk about something much more interesting than the numbers
Okay.
referring to the ICOs. It's this chart, right? So on the horizontal axis, that's the number of closed ICOs, total number of closed ICOs. On the vertical axis, there's the number of closed ICOs out of all the attempted ICOs, or you could say successful ICOs, right? So if you are up there at 100%, 10 out of 10 ICOs would be successful, right? The size of the bubble is the total capital raised in total, right? So you can see currently USA, they have the biggest bubble. They have raised the most money. Projects out of US have raised the most money. Closely followed by Switzerland. But what is very interesting is USA, they have had the most ICO projects, but only a very low success rate, right? If you look at Switzerland, we might have not that many ICOs, but a very high success rate. It's up to 97%. what does that mean? And this is what I predict could be the future of Switzerland. It means Switzerland could be a high quality hub for blockchain projects. We might not.
Swiss means this red.
Yes, sweet,
okay.
yes. I don't know why it's sweet.
sweet, 오케이. 이쪽으로 왼쪽으로 보면 100% 저기가 석세스 레이트고 여기는 펀드를 레이징한 레이트인데 미국이 지금 이렇게 많은 돈을 펀딩을 해서 받아들였지만은 거품이 많다. 석세스 레이트는 밑이잖아요, 그죠? 저 석세스 레이트의 오른쪽에 빨간 SUI 이게 스위스입니다. 스위스는 돈도 두 번째로 많이 레이즈했지만은 성공률도 거의 100%에 가깝다. 이 말은 우리가 싱가포르 가서 ICO를 하거나 뭐 다른 나라에 가서 ICO 하면 대부분 망합니다. 제가 지금 한 4년 동안 지켜봤는데 스위스에서 한 그들만 끝까지 살아남더라고. 텔레그램도 그렇고 뱅커도 그렇고 그죠. 뭐 이오스도 그렇고 이오스가 뭐 미국 사람인데 그죠. 이오스가 브로피어스가 미국에 살지 왜 스위스까지 와서 했겠습니까? 여기 규제가 좀 있는 반면에 굉장히 그 정확한 ICO들만 여기서 승인을 해주기 때문에 성공률이 제일 높다.
We will be talking more about regulation after, but what this means is I don't think that Switzerland will be the most progressive jurisdiction in the world, but it might be the most stable and the most secure. With a lot of legal certainty, where you're sure what you're going to get, you have the Swiss traditional values, and if you are, if you have a project that fits and can actually bear the cost that you have to invest in Switzerland, this might be a positioning of Switzerland which is very, very feasible.
그래서 스위스에 와서 ICO를 하는 것은 아마 스위스 정부가 뭐 프로그레시브하다, 프로그레스 빨리 처리를 해준다, 뭐 아니면은 뭐 진보적이다 이런 것도 있겠지만은 차라리 그거보다는 안전하다, 시큐어하다, 그리고 전통적인 밸류도 다 감안해서 정부가 이런 일을 잘 처리를 해준다 이런 의미에서 사람들이 스위스에 와서 ICO를 하려고 하는 것 같습니다.
Now, before I get into our perspective on the space, this is our very simplified blockchain model. When we started to look in the space early 2016, our focus wasn't at all on blockchain. So our focus was on fintech and lifestyle and entertainment. So when we started to look into the space in 2016, we screened over close to 2,000 projects. And we talked to everybody, to the canton, to the city, to the lawyers, to the service providers, to Ethereum. And what we found was there was an ecosystem, a very small one, very fragile one, and the level of maturity of the project is very low. So if you would have done a due diligence that we would have done with the startups normally, no one would have passed. So we had to adapt, right? That's why we screened so many projects in order to learn and to understand what this is about.
2016년에 저희는 이제 핀테크 기술 이런 걸로 시작을 했는데 약 2,000개의 프로젝트를 저희가 읽어보고 그죠. 화이트페이퍼도 읽어보고 뭐 라이트페이퍼 읽어보고 뭐 다 읽어봤습니다. 그리고 로이어들한테 가서 질문도 해보고 그다음에 시청 사람들이나 또 에코시스템 관련되어 있는 사람들에게 전부 다 물어봤는데 그 중에서 정말 대부분의 것들은 버렸고요. 그만큼 ICO가 쉽진 않지만 우리 손에서 아무튼 우리가 도와주기로 한 곳들은 다 성공했다 이런 생각.
So very simply put, we see 3 implementations of blockchain, cryptocurrencies. You know everything about that. Process improving. You can also say cutting the middleman when you improve processes, when you become more efficient and less expensive. And the last but not least is venture capital. What does it do with the VC system, right? And since we are active in venture capital, this is what I would like to talk to you the next couple of minutes, disrupting the VC industry.
크립토 화폐, 암호화폐, 크립토커런시 쪽으로 우리가 많은 연구를 했고 그 다음에 블록체인이라는 게 중간자를 없애는 거죠. 중간자 뭐 여러 손을 거쳐갈 필요 없이 우리가 처음부터 끝까지 다 도와주고 그 다음에 지금 저희는 뭐 미래학자들은 VC는 없어졌다 이미 이렇게 얘기합니다. VC 대신에 우리가 펀드레이징 어떻게 하는지 특히 제가 지금 투자자 입장에서 강의를 하러 왔기 때문에 VC 쪽을 많이 살펴보겠습니다.
So you know everything about ICO. I don't have to tell you more about that. What happened the past 1.5 years? If you were an entrepreneur starting up your own business, normally you would have looked at VC funding or angel funding, and you would have to be pitching all day, and it was very hard. It was a big fight to get access to money. Now with ICO, not only technology became available very easily, but also money. And this is where the entrepreneur started to fancy and to prefer the ICO industry. Also outside of the blockchain space, we had many projects approaching us. They had nothing to do with blockchain. They just wanted to get the access to easy money.
ICO 1.5년 동안 우리가 경험을 해본 결과 이제 옛날에는 기업인들이 기업을 하려면 돈을 빌렸어요. 친구한테 빌리거나 아니면 VC한테 빌렸어요. 벤처 캐피탈한테 빌려가지고 벤처 캐피탈한테 돈을 빌리기 위해서는 막 수년간 돌아다니면서 계속 설명하고 엄청나게 힘들었어요. 이제 그런 상황들이 다 사라졌습니다.
I don't have to go into detail what an ICO is, but what does it mean? I guess you're familiar with this sort of a life cycle of a startup company, right? You start with an idea, you go into the startup phase, early, mid, late stage, and eventually, if you're successful, you can go public with an IPO, right? And these are the different stages that come with fundraising, where you would normally access funds. Now, what happens in the traditional world is, depending on where you are, you would start with angels. You would go to angel investors, they would give you initial funding, right? Followed by early stage investment, which could be, even state grants or different smaller kind of VCs. And then the higher up you go, as soon as you enter the growth phase, you would go to VCs, from private investors to VCs, until you have the chance to maybe go public. So this, depending on where you live, the numbers are bigger or smaller, right? So this is roughly, I would say, the Swiss numbers that we have out there. So what happens if you are fundraising on steroids, you get all that money in the beginning, or that's how it has been, right? So not only you can raise this much money in less time, but only you don't need any assistance, so you don't need any venture capital companies.
Can we go back previous? 옛날 방식으로 하려면은 이렇게 VC 찾아가서 그저 1억 그다음에 10억, 20억 이렇게 펀드 받고 에인젤 펀드 받고 이렇게 해서 IPO 상장까지 하는데 너무 힘들었습니다. 그러나 could you?
Yes,
예.
of course.
ICO 해서 지금 블록체인으로 ICO를 해서 하면은 아주 짧게 그죠? 간단하게 중간자 없이 엔젤 펀드 찾아다니고 이런 거 없이 그냥 펀드레이징을 결정할 수 있습니다. 1 to 30 days. Eh?
Well, you could say 25 minutes to 30 days. No, it's just.
뱅크와가 25분 만에 그죠? 거의 3천억 펀딩을 했듯이 펀딩은 정말 짧습니다.
Now the question is it a good thing that a 24-year-old youngster with 2 years experience in a professional life gets 100 million to develop his idea, who he has summarized on 3 pages, which they call light paper, and has some simple website somewhere coded by a friend? Does it make sense that someone has so much money accessible from the beginning of this project? I don't think so.
그런데 이제 ICO의 문제점은 있습니다. 대학교 갓 나와가지고 정말 2년 아니면 2년 미만의 경험을 가진 아이가 10분, 15분, 25분 만에 1,000억을 벌어요. 1,000억을 펀딩을 받으면 그게 옳은 일인가? 옳은 일이 아닌 것 같습니다.
But that's a completely different story. Now, for us, what did it mean for us, right? So, imagine, let's go back to 2016, pre-ICO craze. So none of the big ICOs have happened. No one raised 100 million in 25 minutes. Startups or people that came to us, we call it the first wave. These were mainly very young people wearing shorts, flip-flops, with big ideas to change the world. What they needed was initial capital in order to come to an ICO, right? So they needed to pay lawyers, they needed to pay for communication or a small website, so they needed a different kind of advice. Over time, this changed. The second wave, that was when the PayPal mafia came to Switzerland and wanted to learn how they could leverage their business. And even later, the third wave, by the end of 2017, these were established companies from all over the world. They had the funding, they had the knowledge, but they didn't know what to do with blockchain, so they needed blockchain advice. That's how we came up with a 6 or 7 step process in our advisory, where we would help companies come from A to C, C meaning ICO, and to try to make a successful token launch or ICO, right? And one of the learnings I can share with you, one of the most important things is that you have a solid, stable blockchain business model in place. In more than one case, we had to revisit the business model because it was not sound, it was not well enough designed. So everything else that comes after, the legal implementation, communication, the technology, had to be redone. So focus on the blockchain business model, make sure that you have legal advice from the very beginning in order to make a successful ICO.
네, 2016년 이전에는 사실 뭐 ICO라는 개념도 없었고 프리 ICO 이런 걸 해가지고 했는데 좋은 예로 스위스에 들어와서 처음에 성공하지 못한 페이팔이 있었습니다. 거대한 회사인데 스위스에서 성공을 못하니까 우리한테 찾아와서 우리가 지금 서비스 7단계 블록체인 ICO에 관해서 이야기를 해줬습니다. 이 7단계는 여기 보시면 쫙 나오지만은 성공 모델, 비즈니스 모델을 우리가 이렇게 잡아줬습니다. 가장 처음에 론치하기 전에 우리가 제일 먼저 해야 될 게 로이어, 변호사를 잘 선택을 해야 된다. Okay. Can we go through? 그리고 두 번째는 화이트페이퍼를 잘 써야 됩니다. 백서를 써야 되고 뭐 한 달, 두 달 만에. 그 다음에 블록체인 테크놀로지로 그 프로그램을 만들어 놔야 되고요. 그 다음에 마케팅 커뮤니케이션 해서 이제 펀딩을 하려고 막 준비를 하는 거죠. 그 다음에 리걸 컴플라이언스 해가지고 제대로 백서에 불법인 내용이 들어가지 않았나 이런 거 봐야 되고 그 다음에 ICO를 합니다. 이렇게.
Back in 2016, when we for us decided it's not the right time to invest into blockchain companies because of the low maturity level of the companies, we said, but we believe in technology, it's just not there where it has to be for us in order to invest. We launched activities that would support the ecosystem, so we wanted to invest in the ecosystem. We launched mainly 2 activities. One was an event series, and the other one was an incubation co-working, right? So one was infrastructure, the other one, let's say, promotion. Now, when it comes to the event side of things, we started with the blockchain competition, which is a startup contest exclusively for blockchain startups. 2016, when we launched it before the big ICOs, we had to add a price tag, what the winning team could win. We added the price of $100,000, which is now small, but at the time it was big. We were the biggest competition worldwide and got a lot of traction and attention from all over the world. We had over 100 applications from 37 countries in the blockchain competition for insurance. So we didn't do finance, everybody else was doing finance, we did insurance. This year we're doing finance and real estate. So currently 2 blockchain competitions are running. We have just closed the one for finance last Friday with over 150 applications.
그래서 우리가 처음에 시작할 때는 아직까지 생태계가 발전하지 않았고 위험도가 있어서 생태계 개발을 위해서 이벤트 시리즈를 시작했어요. 그리고 인프라스트럭처 이 2가지를 우리가 시작을 했는데 처음 그 이벤트 시리즈는 블록체인 컴피티션을 해서 피치를 자기 토큰에 대해서 가장 잘 설명하고 그 가장 괜찮은 토큰에게 심사위원들이 점수를 줘서 1등하면 1억을 줬습니다. 그래서 그 당시는 1억이 굉장히 큰 돈이었어요. 많은 사람들이 어트랙트했고요. 그 당시에 재정, 파이낸스 해주는 거, 투자해주는 건 여러 사람이 많이 했기 때문에 우리는 인슈런스에 들어갔습니다. 보험, 블록체인을 하는 회사들이 또 보험을 들 수 있으니까 보험 상품을 팔았습니다.
The blockchain conference, on the other hand, that we call Blockchain Summit Crypto Valley, it's a conference, right? With attendees from all over the world, we have 1/3 investors, 1/3 crypto enthusiasts, and 1/3 corporates. We have two stages. One stage is for blockchain startups exclusively, so they could present their projects, and the other stage is conference stage. Where also this year in November, on November 7th, we will have the finals of the blockchain competition. So the 10 best teams out of this competition will pitch in a 1-hour session at the Blockchain Summit Conference.
그래서 우리는 이제 이벤트를 처음에 굉장히 많이 했고, 블록체인 컴피티션에서 이력을 줬고, 그게 이제 받은 사람들이 많아가지고, 전체 다 모여가지고 또 블록체인 서밋, 크립토배리 블록체인 서밋을 지금 11월 합니다. 11월 여기서 하고, 그 사람들에게 또 돈을 1등한 사람이 돈을 나눠주는데, 주로 오는 회사들은 뭐 블록체인 회사 당연하게 ICO를 하는 회사들하고 코퍼레이트 대기업들이 와서 그죠, 그 블록체인에 그 자기들이 기술을 살만한 게 있나도 보고 뭐 투자할 사람도 모아놓고 그렇게 해놨습니다.
The second activity we launched is called Crypto Valley Labs. That's where you're going to go after this session, as far as I'm informed. We call it the worldwide home for blockchain. Now, if you look at an ecosystem such as the Silicon Valley or also the Crypto Valley, and you reduce it to the most important factors, you can reduce it to 3 pillars. If you have the talent, you know, the people, the great projects, normally money follows, right? So we have the second pillar, which is capital. That came in masses in 2017 to Switzerland, right? When it comes to infrastructure, if you count the legal framework, the service providers, the universities, physical infrastructure, we still can catch up in Switzerland. So Switzerland is not a startup country when it comes to infrastructure aspects. That's why we invested into a co-working space where we are going to have incubation in the very near future. Now this is a place close to the station. The station is on the other side of the street. It's called the Crypto Valley Labs. We're going to have the whole building by the end of the year, so it's roughly 2,000 square meters. This is a public space, an open space for co-working. We have private offices. There's a crypto cafe where you can, and actually it's open to the public where you can go and drink something. So this is really where we want to have the blockchain community in Zug come together and work on projects. When we started these activities or planning it 2016 on our own premises, we had to free up some space for the startups. We had some 12 companies in the blockchain area at the time. Today we have over 120 here and 80 at our other premises. So very big growth over the past 18 months.
So you started 2016 or 2017?
This activity we started 2016 planning it, but this was launched in February this year, and from February till today we have 120 companies there.
In March you had 15, right? We started with 50 in March.
In February we started with 0, right? So this was newly launched, and now we have over 120 at this location, but we have another location as well.
네, 우리가 주식을 상장하거나 주식으로 하면은 뭐 굉장히 많은 직원이 필요해요. 탤런트도 필요하고, 돈도 무진장 캐피털도 필요하고, 인프라스트럭처도 필요하겠죠. 우리가 뭐 주변에 대학교가 있어서 거기서 학생들을 또 가르쳐가지고 또 뽑아와야 되고라든가. 제일 중요한 게 코워킹 스페이스입니다. 아이들이 한 명이라도 들어와서 자기 회사에서 일을 할 수 있게 만들어 놓은 코워킹 스페이스를 2016년부터 우리가 계획을 했고, 2016년 계획해서 2017년, 18년 2월 달에 오픈한 겁니다. 그게 오픈해서 지금은 120개 회사가 우리가 지금 여기 끝나고 난 뒤에 가는 크립토배리 랩에 있고요. 80개 회사는 또 다른 데 있고, 처음 시작할 때는 우리 기업, 우리 회사에 그 방을 좀 내가지고 코워킹 스페이스를 만드는데, 이제 다른 데 이사 가가지고 기찻길 옆에, 기차 스테이션 옆에다가 만들어서 전체 다는 지금 현재 200여 개 회사가 크립토배리 랩에 들어가서 거기서 같은 서비스를 받죠. 로이어도 제공받고, 장소도 제공받고, 비서도 제공받고, 그 다음에 세미나룸도 제공받고 이렇게 하고 있습니다.
These were all private initiatives and activities. So we as a company, we can start an activity such as a co-working space, we can invest into events and everything. When it comes to shaping the legal framework of a country, it becomes a bit more difficult, right? That's why we are partnering, of course, with the authorities, and we are the initiators of the Blockchain Task Force, which is a private organization committed to improve the attractiveness and competitiveness of Switzerland as a blockchain hub.
우리가 지금 코워킹 스페이스도 하고 있고 주로 변호사라든가 이 분야의 전문가들을 데리고 와서 서비스를 제공해 주기도 하고 블록체인 태스크포스에 이 모든 서비스를 제공한다고 이런 팀들을 지금 우리가 가지고 있습니다.
So these are the patronage of the task force. There's 2 federal councillors. As you know, we have 7 presidents in Switzerland, or 7 ministers. 2 of them are on the board of the task force as well. I think you have met Heinz Stanley this morning from the canton of Zug.
Yes, he was here.
Okay.
여기 밑에 하나, 둘, 셋, 네 번째 요 사람이 아까 비슷한 프로그램 가져와서 그죠? 그 아까 블록체인 뭐 이거 설명했던 사람 하인스 테일러도 왔다 갔었습니다.
Now, when we started this task force, we created 4 work groups, right? The ICO token work group, the banking work group, the cybersecurity work group, and the applications work group. In a bit more detailed manner, you can see it here. So we want to create legal certainty in order to improve the attractiveness and the competitiveness of Switzerland as a hub. As you can see, there are over 50 experts in these work groups. These experts, they work pro bono, so this is a non-profit organization. The focus lied on the first 2 work groups, ICO token and banking. They already delivered their results, the first phase of their results, in March this year. It's called, of course, the white paper of the task force. You can download it on this URL if you are interested. It's available in English as well.
Okay, can we go back to the yes, yeah. 이 사람들이 하고 있는 그 4 work group에서 스위스 블록체인 태스크 포스는 ICO 토큰을 만드는 거, 은행 딜하는 거, 사이버 시큐리티, 그죠? 안보 보안하는 거, 애플리케이션 이것을 어디에서 사용할 것인가, 응용할 것인가 이렇게 나누어서 리걸 팀들이 리바이스를 해줍니다. Okay, go next page. 그 다음에 여기 보면은 so all these people are not really paid. 이제
Yes, they're not being paid. Yes.
이거 전부 다 무료로 서비스를 해주는 겁니다. 이렇게 서비스 해줘서 ICO 토큰 만드는 데는 15명, 은행 뭐 어디 가서 어떻게 은행을 열 것인가는 10명, 그 다음에 크립토 시큐리티에 있는 5명, 7명 등등 해서 각 분야에 무료로 이렇게 서비스 해주는 팀들을 우리가 보유하고 있습니다.
You can imagine in ICO token, in the whole group there are the 7 leading law firms in Switzerland currently tackling the ICO token market, aligning all the 7 law firms to have one voice in this task force was probably the biggest task. So.
여기 보면은 ICO 토큰 할 때 이게 리걸 프레임이거든요. 이 법적인 정보를 주는 자원봉사자들이 15명인데 15명은 저기 있는 여기 스위스에 있는 7개의 큰 로펌, 김현장, 뭐뭐뭐 큰 로펌에서 와가지고 원 보이스를 낸답니다. 이 화이트페이퍼를 한번 읽어보고 이건 된다, 이건 안 된다, 이건 뭐가 모자라, 이건 틀렸어 이런 거 원 보이스를 이렇게 내주고 등등 해서 아주 스위스에 와서 하기가 좋다 이런 이야기입니다.
I think I'll skip this one. The details are in the white paper. These are it's an extract of a few of the results. Let me close with this slide. Sorry?
Yeah, Duke's competitive advantage. Okay.
So you know since we have seen so many startups and so many startups came to our offices and wanted to set up shop, we asked everybody why Zug, why Switzerland, why do you want to come here, right? And this is the main answer they gave. Well, we come here because it's Zug, because it's Switzerland, or if we can call it out, it's paradise, right? Why is it paradise for them? It's safe, it's stable, it's open-minded. You know, when it comes to regulation, we have an open-minded current environment, and it sounds a bit cheesy, but it's true. It's very appealing to the projects. Based on our direct democratic system, we have decentralization and consensus in our DNA. This is really appealing to them. That's number one. The second, do you want to translate or?
예, 그 스타트업들이 주크에 많이 옵니다. 와가지고 ICO를 하거나 여기서 블록체인 관련 회사를 오픈하려고 전부 주크로 달려오는데 주크가 파라다이스다, 천국이다 이렇게 달려옵니다. 와가지고 뭐 실망하는 경우도 있겠지만은 주로 다가오는 이유는 세이프하다, 안전하다, 스테이블하다, 올라가고 내려가고 뭐 그다음에 정부가 바뀌어가지고 ICO를 규제를 했다가 뭐 오케이 했다가 오케이 안 했다가 이렇게 하는 게 아니라 항상 정부는 그죠 스테이블합니다. 그다음에 디센트럴라이제이션, 모든 것이 분산화되어 있고 이미 정부에서도 크립토를 사용하고 있다, 이런 점 때문에 주크로 달려옵니다.
Summarizing the past, the other 3 points are less important than the first ones, but the service-oriented authorities, you have been at the canton of Zug, they're really very goal-oriented. If you have a problem, you can call them up, you can schedule a meeting, you can sit down with them. That was very helpful when it comes to Ethereum and why they settled down here. Maybe you know that they were choosing between Singapore and Switzerland. What they told us is they were very friendly, the authorities. They didn't understand what they were doing, but they wanted to help us. That's why Ethereum settled down here, and we know what happened after, right?
That's what they say. 이스리움이 그죠, 싱가포르 갈까, 주크 갈까 굉장히 망설이다가 주크에 왔는데 그 사람들 하는 말이, 여기 공무원들이 내가 뭐 하려는지 전혀 감은 없지만 도와주려고 엄청 노력하더라. 그래서 주크로 왔답니다.
Did you hear something else?
Oh no, yeah, I heard that the government officials trying to help him so much, and lawyer Lars or somebody was
Luca, probably.
Luca,
Yes.
lawyer Luca was,
Yes,
yeah.
Lawyer Luca.
루카가 진짜 많이 도와줬답니다. 그래서 이스리움이 여기 와서 사무실을 열고 지금까지 성공하고 있습니다.
Well, then of course there's an ecosystem here, and this is becoming more and more important. If you ask new projects that come here, why do you come to Zug, Switzerland? They say, if you go to a meetup here and you have 100 people, 50 of these people are actual founders, co-founders, project leaders, CEOs, thought leaders. So you can go there and you can talk to the people of Cardano, you can talk to the people of Melnport, of Shapeshift, of Aragon. They are here and they work on their projects and you can meet with them. That's when the network effects kick in, and that's what's happening right now. This is very important to the local ecosystem.
오케이. 미답에, 여기 스위스의 미답에 가면, 한국의 미답 가면 전부 대학생들, 고등학생들이 와가지고 배우려고 하는데, 여기 미답에 가면 50%가 실제로 CEO거나 아니면은 카르다노 아무튼 이렇게 토큰을 만든 사람들이 직접 와서 그죠, 도와주고 한답니다.
And then of course it's international. Zug is English speaking. If you speak English, you can actually master everyday life here very easily. It's very open to an expat community because there has been an expat community here before.
오케이. 그리고 주크의 장점은 또 여기 주크에 있는 모든 사람들이 영어를 한다는 겁니다. 대부분의 사람들은 영어를 합니다.
So this was my last slide.
Okay.
I am
Could
finished.
you go back to the place where it was Telegram and EOS and
Oh, you mean
yes. Yeah,
slide
that's
everybody
nice.
loves the
Everybody, yeah, with the Bancor and Telegram. I want to see how much Telegram raised. Yeah, 여기 보면은 텔레그램이 얼마를 레이스한 거지? 이거 얼마예요?
1조 아닙니까?
1조 7천억?
네.
1조 7천억이죠. 1,700 million이니까. 맞아요. 1조
예,
7천억.
맞습니다.
그러니까 텔레그램은 이거는 ICO도 안 하고 그죠. 1조 7천억 원을 모았고, 그 다음에 파일코인도 보니까 파일코인을 보니까 257밀리언 만들었고, 얼마요? 2억 5,700만.
3천.
테조스도 그리고 페라곤, 나오, 뱅커, 포카닷, 화시 이런 것들이 대부분 굉장히 성공한 코인들이 그저 주크에서 ICO를 했다. ICO를 여기서 한 것이 나왔습니다. Okay, so we would like to have those slides here.
I sent it to you. You should have them, but I can.
Yeah, please.
And
제가 다
Do you
하는
want?
me,
Very good,
I'll
very
give you
Very good. It's the
어,
same.
오케이.
You can reach out.
자료는 우리 제가 받아가서 드릴게요.
Before I leave, I have one question for all of you.
예, 질문 하나 하겠습니다. 예, 여러분에게 질문 하나 하겠습니다.
Because I have been to Seoul a month ago
오,
at a conference, and I was really impressed by how much the daily digital life is a reality compared to here in Switzerland. So, how many of you have a crypto wallet installed on their smartphone?
크립토 월렛 가지고 계신 분.
In the mobile phone.